Coming up on the ZTV Sports Report, Terry Bowden makes his sideline debut. How would the Zips look in their spring game?
Baseball and softball look to improve their conference resumes as the end of the regular season approaches.
And we catch you up with the track and tennis teams and their success in the spring season.
All that and more coming up on the ZTV Sports Report.
Welcome into the ZTV studios. It's the Sports Report back with you for another week of everything Akron sports. I'm Stacy Salvi, and for the very last time together, this is DJ Johnson.
You know, Stacy, it's bittersweet. It's bitter that you're still my co-host, and a little bit sweet this is the last time I have to do this with you.
Wow, Deej, what a way to send me out.
Of course I'm kidding, and all jokes aside, we're going to send you out in the right way. And what better way to do so than to start off with the much-anticipated spring game for the football team.
I think all Zips were eager to see the progress head coach Terry Bowden has made with this team as they got their first glimpse on Saturday.
And the Bowden ball era officially began on the cold, rainy Saturday as it started with a bang. Tyler Williams taking the opening kickoff 97 yards, and we speed him up here. Gets past the last line of defense, and it's a 7-0 blue team lead. Offense would be the word of the day as Stephen F. Austin transfer Dalton Williams completed 37 of 55 passes for 373 yards, and this TD to Marquella Sewell from 20 yards out. Sewell would have a big day, more on that in a bit. Last year's starter Clayton Moore went 17 of 27 for 193 yards and a TD, but this drive fell short as the kicking unit struggled all game long. Back to Sewell, who would have 3 touchdowns on the day. An impressive day from him and fellow wideout LT Smith, who had 13 catches for 107 yards. And it was the blue team would score here, but the gold team would take the win 51-20.
After the game, Coach Bowden gave his thoughts on his team's performance. Let's take a look.
In a lot of ways, we're imitating the offense that we want to run, and we're imitating the defense that we want to run. Well, I don't want to make too much of a first impression and make too much of what I saw, that I enjoyed what I saw, and it was a fun day out there. One offense gets one defense, 2 offense gets 2 defense, but we have so few linemen, the number 1 lineman went both ways. So overall, I enjoyed it. Didn't see enough scary things that I was disappointed, but it's obviously a pretty ragged but enjoyable spring game for them. We didn't get anybody hurt, I don't believe. We got anybody seriously hurt. That was important for us. And now we'll go back and evaluate and try to make any final decisions we have on the talent that we got out of the personnel that we've got, and then move forward from there.
To catch all of Terry Bowden's post-game press conference, go to ztvsports.com. It's that easy.
Undoubtedly, the buzz is building around the program and will continue to build over the summer months.
A new coach and coaching style will do that to you, but ultimately it comes down to the W's. While we are a long ways from seeing if the Zips are able to pile up some wins in 2012, we know who will be on the opposite sideline in weeks 1 through 12.
For that, we give it away to David Coy and Dee Harris at the update desk.
Thanks, guys, and I think we are ready for another memorable season for the football program, and I do think we have some potential next year.
No doubt about that, as we have the pleasure of seeing this season opener on Suma Field at Infocision Stadium on August 30th. On that day, Central Florida will stroll into Akron to open up the season. In week 2, the Zips will travel to Florida in a rematch from last season with Florida International. Weeks 3 and 4 look quite different as Morgan State will come to Akron and then UA will travel to Tennessee. Conference play begins at the end of October with Miami of Ohio, which is followed up with a matchup against Bowling Green.
The Zips will travel to Ohio in week 7, host Northern Illinois on October 20th in week 8, then go to Central Michigan in week 9. The last 3 weeks could potentially be exciting as the rivalry game with Kent State kicks off November, which is followed up by a conference newcomer, UMass. Rounding out the year will be Toledo, as the game will be broadcast on ESPN2.
Well, the end of the season does have a lot of potential, but we are still a long ways away from that.
Absolutely, and what isn't so far away is some Zips trivia, so why don't you go ahead and hit them with some.
Name one school Terry Bowden head coach before coming to the University of Akron. Your answer and much more coming up after the break.